What is up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Tobias, and today we are doing something very different that I probably will be introducing a lot more to my channel, to be honest, which is me planting stuff, getting stuff ready for my journey in becoming a beekeeper. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking, where did that come from? You haven't even heard me talk about it. Don't worry, I will go more in depth about me becoming a beekeeper at a later time, but right now what I want to focus on is start building up a pollinating garden and getting some fruits and vegetables that I can plant in individual pots so that I can kind of get the ball rolling on things until the actual garden itself is built. So what I have here are some everbearing, this is Bushel and Berry, which is I don't want to say it's a local company because you can order these online. I'll make sure I put the link down below. No, this is not sponsored, but I got this at my local nursery. And this particular brand of strawberries are called the Scarlet Bell Strawberry. And like I said, I got this from my local nursery, but I will make sure that I put the link down in the description box below so that if you guys are interested in planting these type of berries, you can. Now, for those of you that don't know, I am in a zone 7, so these are appropriate for my zone. These need full sunlight, so pretty much kind of where you see me standing right now is actually where these will be planted. But because we have another 1 to 2 days of frost that might be coming in, after I'm done planting these in this pot, I'm actually going to take them inside to keep them nice and safe from the frost, and then I'll bring them back outside. So for now, what I want to do is clean this up because as you guys can see, let me come up close so you guys can see a little bit better. As you guys can see, there's a lot of rubbish going on in here. This is a lot of the growth. This is a plant actually from last year. So that's why you see a lot of this dead stuff in here. I'm going to remove all of this, but these beautiful green leaves here, that's what we want. We want to keep all of that. That's the good stuff. So I'm going to clean this up, repot it, and as I said, the company is called Bushel and Berry, Homegrown Berries. So I'm really excited to get these planted. Let me set this to the side. One of the other things that I wanted to make sure that I show you guys that I'm putting in here, you want to make sure that you are giving your fruits, your vegetables, their best fighting chance. So hopefully this will focus. I'm going to be putting in some berry tone. This is from Espoma. This is organic berry tone. So we're going to be putting this inside mixed with the soil. And then the soil that I'm going to be using is also Espoma, the organic potting mix. So I'm going to be using this entire bag. I'm praying that I have enough. And then for the berry tone, which is pretty much like a fertilizer, I'm actually only going to use about maybe 1.5 cups of this. Let's see. It says 1 pound, directions 1 pound equals 3 cups. So actually, I'm going to be putting way more than what I thought. I'm going to use this cup here, so I'm probably going to use about 1.5 of these to mix in with the soil. So if you guys are interested, stick around and let's get these strawberries planted. So by no means am I a professional. This is my first time planting strawberries, which is the reason why I wanted to make sure that I documented all of this so that I can keep you guys up, you know, on the journey with me as I'm going along. Of course, I wasn't going to do this in the house because that's a mess and ain't nobody got time for that. But the first thing that I want to do before I actually put any of the soil or any of that stuff in there, I actually want to get this, actually no, that's a lie. Let me actually get this soil ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this entire bag inside of my pot here. And this terracotta pot here already has a drainage hole in the bottom, which is what you want. Strawberries, especially in particular, do not like to be sitting in water. So you definitely need to make sure that you have a well-draining soil and make sure that you have a pot that, you know, the water can probably drain out, because if not, you'll get mildew and mold and all kinds of stuff and your strawberries will go bad. So you definitely don't want that. So I'm going to pour this whole thing in here. Oh, this is perfect, actually. This is just the right amount. I'm going to break this soil up because I've actually had this for quite some time. Okay. Then after that, I'm going to add in some of my berry tone. I'm going to add in, like I said, probably about 1.5 cups. Sorry if the wind is crazy and if you guys can't hear me that well. Okay. know, that's actually pretty good. We're not gonna add any more of that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get this, the wind is blowing all of my stuff all over the place. But I'm gonna get this nicely mixed in so that this soil is, you know, ready to go. This is gonna give my fruit its best fighting chance. And as you see, I made sure that I use organic stuff. I'm not gonna be using any type of spray, none of that type of stuff, because I want these to stay as organic as they possibly can. So now that I got that nice and done, I'm gonna sit this to the side. Sorry if the lighting is crazy. I'm doing this outside, so excuse that. Now what I'm gonna do is actually, I'm gonna have to take these gloves off for a second because I don't want to ruin this. I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna carefully remove all of this bad stuff off the top. Before I even start messing with the soil, I just wanna go in and carefully remove all of this old stuff in here without damaging the pretty leaves, because we want that. This is probably the best time of year to go ahead and do it, like in the early spring. It's typically when you want to go ahead and start planting your strawberries, from what I'm understanding, or really any type of berry. But once again, y'all, I am not a professional gardener, so all of my, you know, pro gardener people, don't come for me down in the comment section. If y'all have any suggestions or better ideas, I'm definitely open to hearing any and all of them, and I'm being serious about that, because I definitely want to make sure that I'm doing everything right. But I've been studying and I've been watching hours and hours and hours of videos on, you know, how to properly plant this stuff and, you know, when's the best time to do it. The biggest thing from what I'm understanding is making sure that you guys are doing this in your proper zone to make sure that, you know, you're planting something that could even possibly sustain in the type of climate that you have in your local area. That's the key. And like I said, these are appropriate for zone 7, which is where I am. So these are gonna do quite well. We have a plane flying over me. Okay. So I got all of that yucky stuff out. Now I'm gonna gently squeeze the sides of this pot so that this can easily come out, which is what we want. And I'm gonna actually keep a majority of all of this soil, especially because this particular strawberry plant that I purchased was from last year. So this should actually really already have a really good root base to it. So we're gonna keep that. And when I bring this back outside, I'm not gonna do it today, but when I do bring this back outside, I'm probably gonna top it off with some mulch, because you don't want your soil to dry up too quickly. So if I put some mulch over the top of it, that'll hopefully keep it from, you know, completely drying out and burning. So now that I've done that, this should essentially just easily come out. Let's put this over the top like that. And I'm gonna come up really quick so that you guys can see. But I don't know if you guys can see, but this already has some really nice roots going on in there. So we're not even gonna mess with that too much. We're gonna just gently open them up, not too much. Just gently. Just open it up just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want to damage any of the roots at all. Okay. And now I'm just gonna go in and I'm going to move the soil that I already have in here up along the sides of this pot. Okay. Do-doom-do-doom. Just like that. Just like that. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of this out so that I can really get this down in there. There we go. That's what I wanted. And I'm just going to maneuver this around on the sides. And I'm probably actually going to go back and get another bag of that potting soil, just because I feel like I need a little bit more. and I don't want to damage this, so I'm actually going to leave this just as this is. I'm going to add just a little bit more soil to top this off so that I can honestly just raise it up just a little bit. And you want to make sure that you leave about an inch or so around the edges of your pot, so that way when you do go to water your plants, you don't have to worry about the soil overflowing, because that becomes a mess and you do not want that. So, okay, there we go. That's what we wanted there. Pull that up just a little bit more. Boom, boom, pow. Okay, this is perfect. This is just the way I want it. I'm gonna add in just a little bit more soil, and then I'm gonna give this a nice watering. I'm gonna take this back in my house, let it sit in there for maybe the next day or two. And then I'll be putting this bad boy outside, and that's exactly where this is going to live. This is going to reside outside. Now, from what I understand, this particular plant also can thrive inside of your house. It works really well on patios, from what I understand as well. So, you know, why not? If you want to plant it so that it's inside of your house, I say do it. Here we are. I have her nice and planted in here. I'm hoping that this is going to turn out absolutely stunning. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of this. I'm going to go grab another little bag of soil, and then I will make sure that I show you guys the final results once this is all planted and done. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead now and just, you know, add in just a little bit more soil, because as you guys can see, there's still, you know, a decent little gap going on here. And I'm gonna mix in a little bit more of our fertilizer as well, because I wanna make sure that this is, you know, nicely incorporated. We're not gonna add in too much, but just enough, just to make sure that it's nicely mixed in. We don't wanna go too crazy with it. And like I said, we wanna make sure that we're leaving about an inch worth of soil space at the top, so that way we don't have to worry about this you know, overflowing when we do water it, which we're gonna do here in just a few moments. And like I said, you know, if some of you guys are professionals at this type of thing, I would love to get all of your guys, you know, suggestions, tips, pointers, because again, I'm very new to gardening. So, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of trial and errors. Not everything that I plant is going to be a success story, and I'm prepared for that. But you know, this is kind of how you learn. So I think that's it. Like I said, I've left about an inch or so from the top, so now I can go ahead and water this down. And then like I said, I'm going to let this drain just a little bit, and then I am going to take this inside of my house, because like I said, there's going to be a frost over the next couple of days, the next 2 days or so, and I do not want to kill this before it even has a chance to, you know, thrive. And also the other reason why I'm leaving a little bit of space is because, like I said, more than likely I'm probably going to add in a little bit of mulch on the top, so that I don't have to worry about the soil drying out too much and all of that jazz. But as you can see, I still have all of the good parts still intact. The pretty leaves are there. And now we're just gonna go ahead and water this down, just so that, you know, give it its first really good water. Let that get nice and wet there. And I think that's pretty good. Let that do its thing. I think that's enough water for this for now. And you know, that's it, you guys. So these are my strawberries that I've planted, my first set. I'm really looking forward to seeing the progression of these, and from what I'm understanding, these should actually bear fruit this year. So I'm actually looking forward to that. That's why I'm happy that I went ahead and planted this, you know, when I did, so that, you know, there's a possibility that I might actually get some berries out of this year. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and definitely make sure that you guys subscribe, hit that bell to be notified side. Stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more videos like this, especially in regards to planting stuff as I get ready to build my pollinating garden, planting other vegetables, fruits. And you know, we just gonna see what's gonna happen, honey, because we new to this, okay? But we gonna make it work. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.